Hello everybody, this is Kim. Welcome back to my channel. This is DIY Dreams Weddings UK, and today I'm going to show you how to do the next part of this rose-shaped wedding bouquet. And we've got as far. Well, I'll just tell you, I've done a bit of this off camera, but this is kind of just to show you what this will be like when it's all stuck together, most of it. Okay, so yeah, this is an offbeat wedding bouquet, as you can see, and I'm going to be putting all of these flowers onto this pink piece of the wedding bouquet to make it look like petals. So it's the first time I've done this design. It's excuse me, it's brand new. And so yeah, I hope you enjoy what you're seeing. If you would like to see how this is created so far, you can always go back and have a look at the last video, and have a look and see where we got to. So yeah, there's a lot of cutting out involved in this, and I've done most of it already. So I'm just going to basically take these off, and I'm going to show you the next part of this project. So I'm just going to. These are paper flowers, by the way. These are rolled paper roses. Okay, and I might get to show you how to do these paper roses as well, because I haven't done that yet. So, but first of all, I haven't stuck any of this together either. So there's a few bits involved in this next part of the project, okay, which will be sticking things on and things like that. This is the front of the bouquet, and this here is the back. And on the back, what I've done is I want to put a handle on the back. So I'm going to use this this cardboard tube, which is out of a foil box. And what I did was I just pressed that into the craft foam and made an indentation where I want that handle to go. Okay, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole in this foam, in this craft foam, and put my tube through the hole. Also what I'm going to do is I'm going to ribbon the tube up so that it can go onto the bouquet. So if you have, I'm going to just put a hole in this so I can cut this out. So if you have, so just be very gentle while you do this. I'm going to just poke that in there like that. So if you saw the Christmas tree bouquet, you would have seen me do this. I don't know if I actually did cut this out on camera or not then, or not, but what I'm going to do is just cut an X shape in the middle here, so it'll be easier to then cut round and cut a hole where I want it. Okay, so you can have this hole anywhere you want. Actually, that could have been a bit more centered, but that's okay. We're going to decorate around the hole, so don't worry if it's not completely accurate, or if there's gaps. I'll show you what I mean once I've got this through. If there's gaps and things in between, don't worry, you can cover it up with decoration. Okay, you can always cover things up with decoration. So I've cut that hole out there like that, and what I was thinking was, what I would do is I will take one end of my tube, doesn't really matter which end, and I will push it through. I'll push it through the hole. Okay, that's what I'll do. And then just to show you what I'll do next is I will stick that to the cardboard. Okay, I might actually stick that to the cardboard first, but that is just so that handle will stay on. If I stuck it to the foam, I've done that before, and the foam comes away from the cardboard, and then you end up with a loose handle. So that's the reason why I think before I stuck it on like that and pushed it through. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll see how it works. Anyway, so that's the idea with that. Okay. So I'm going to ribbon this handle up. I like to show you every aspect of the project as I go through. So this is basically, so we've ribboned this piece up in the middle just so you've got this lovely neat piece of cardboard in the middle here. Okay, so you can't see the bare cardboard. Okay, that's the reason why I did that. We did that. Okay, I'm going to show you how to ribbon the rest of this in a minute, because I want to just show you how to do these pointed angles on here. Okay, so yeah, if you're a new person, new subscriber, you can go back and have a look at the other videos and see how far we've got. Okay, because some of these pieces that some of these bits that I've done, I've actually done in the last video. Okay, so I hope that explains it. So I'm just going to basically I'm just striking a match over here. That's it. Because what I want to do is I want to seal the end of my ribbon. Okay, I don't want it to fray, so I'm going to bring that along the flame on my tea light over here so that that's sealed. And I'm going to just basically work out the length of my ribbon. So to do that, what I'm going to do is just bring my ribbon round my tube like this and down my tube as I would if I was going to ribbon it. Okay, that's what I do here. Yes, I hope everyone's well. Thank you so much for coming on and watching this if you do. Okay, yeah, these are all, like I said, these are all new designs. And because they're new designs, I actually do work out a lot of the aspects of the designs on camera. So I will come up with an idea. So we're just going to go to the end here. And I like to cut off a little bit more than I need. So I'll cut it off to about here. Like that. Okay. And I will seal that end again because I don't like to work with a frayed ribbon. Okay, so that's that. This ribbon is from Hobbycraft, and they're quite generous in Hobbycraft. They charge you £1 for 15 meters of ribbon, which is pretty good, really, I think. Okay, so this is the remains of a red ribbon that I've got here, and it's called Scarlet Red, this one. Okay, so I think that's the same, and that's the same as the one I've put on the edge of my bouquet. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to take that off, is we're going to ribbon this. So I like to, actually, first of all, sorry, I nearly forgot, what you need to do is you need to have ribbon for the end, because you don't want to see this, the end of this, you don't want to see the hole at the end of this tube. So what I like to do is I like to cut 2 pieces of ribbon to go crossed over the top of this tube. Okay, about the same length. Okay, so about that length. So that is about, let me just measure that. I like to have a little bit over the edge so I can get hold of it. About 7.5 centimeters long. Okay, about that. I don't really measure this when I do it. I just basically just guess how long I'm going to have it. So just do that, just cut that end off. So we have 2 pieces that long. Okay, and yes, we're going to basically cross those ribbons over. So we're going to have them, we need to make these sure that these are quite centered in the middle of the end of our what is it called, our tube. Okay, like this, so we can cross them over. So what I like to do is just put some glue where I want my ribbon to go. Okay, and just stick that on. Okay, and then make sure that's centered. Okay, when I pull it on. Okay, so then I put some glue a bit further up like that. Okay, and I bring my ribbon down onto that glue. Okay, and pull that over so that it's quite taut. So I pull the end of that ribbon. That's the reason why I like to have a little bit on the end of my ribbon to hold on to. Okay, and once that's stuck down, I like to sort of just make sure those ends are stuck down as well. Sometimes I will make this shorter because to be honest with you. You don't want this ribbon to be too bumpy, because if it's too bumpy at the end here, you've got a ribbon over the top of it, so it can be a little bit what do you call it, bumpy if you leave the ends too long. Okay, so that's about right. So then we do the same this way as well, because you want to cover all of that cardboard up. Okay, really sorry if my throat sounds a little bit croaky. I'm still getting over some of this terrible cold, which seems to have gone into my throat, and I think it's because I actually do have asthma, and because I've got asthma, it tends to get me at my weakest parts, if you know what I mean. So sorry to talk about my health conditions on here. That's not really what I want you to have to listen to, okay? But I just thought I'd let you know, because I didn't want you to think, gosh, she's got a croaky voice, because it's not always like this. My voice isn't always like this. Okay, so that's what I've done. So just cross those over so you've got a nice neat end to your handle. Okay, so I'm just going to basically bring these, glue these ends so that they're nice and neat onto the tube. And sorry, this is hot glue, by the way. Okay, that's what I'm using. It's a hot glue gun. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start ribboning my tube to make it look like a handle. So I will just put some glue on the cardboard here, okay, to stick this ribbon down so it's flush with the top of my tube, and then just basically just bring that around top of my tube and down like that. So then we just, as we bring that down, we're going to put some glue, just small pieces of glue on this ribbon on this ribbon as we bring it down. Okay, we don't need a lot of glue, we just need a little bit, because glue gets very messy. This hot glue can get very messy, and you don't need a lot of it because it's quite strong. Okay, so we put it on the ribbon and on the handle like that. Don't know if you can see that, so I'll do that again to show you. So we're going to have it on, you put the glue on there like that, okay, because that way if you put it on just the ribbon will most probably slide down the handle, and you really don't want that to happen. That's why I always put it on the tube and on the handle. Okay, so we go all the way down our tube like this, keep going, try and pull it as tight as you can. If you don't want too much buckling, you're bound to have a little bit of buckling, because if you're bringing your ribbon down at a slant, it's going to buckle a little bit, okay? But if you pull it as tight as you can, you probably have less buckling in that. Okay, right, so we're just going to bring that down there like that, like this. Okay, all the way down, and then right to the bottom of your tube. Okay, and of course we haven't got this connected to our bouquet handle, our bouquet itself, so we can only bring it to the bottom of our tube, whereas if we were doing it on a flower bouquet, we would, so I'm going to cut that about there, we would have it, I'm also going to be able to seal that as well. Let's just do that a little bit more. There we are. Okay, so we're just going to basically bring that round and stick that down like that. Okay. Yeah, if it was a flower bouquet, this would be connected to our bouquet, so you'd be able to go a bit further down and that would be a bit different. But with this one, it's just, there we go, there's your handle. That's the end of your handle. And we're just what we're going to do now. We might do this last actually, but I just wanted to show you how to do that while I was on here. Bring that through, because we want to basically do the edge of this first, but I'd bring that through there like that and stick the tube to there and then stick that down, and I might show you how to do that in just a second. But what I like to do now is bring some of the ends of my ribbon in. I've got some cut out here, and show you how to do the rest of the edge of this first, because we need to do that before we do anything else. Okay, so I'm going to just blow that tea light out so we haven't got any fire hazards here. And with this, what we're doing is just, you can see here, is we just, well, I'll turn it over, it'll be easy for you to see. Just bringing this ribbon over and just overlapping it there, and you've got only a small amount of ribbon really, it's a very short amount of ribbon there. You've got 4.5 centimetres of ribbon there, so you're just cutting about, I've cut about 60 strips of ribbon. Okay, and what we're doing is we're just taking our glue, putting it on the edge there, bringing our ribbon like this, and then we're just bringing it over the top to the other side all the way along. Okay, but what I wanted to do was show you how to do this piece here, because when you get here it's a little bit different. So what I like to do with these bits here is cover them like this. So I like to bring my ribbon on top or behind my peak like that, and I like to bring that up so that it's, if you can see there, above the peak of my cardboard, so that it will cover it. Okay, so I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to put some glue, I like to put some glue on there, and then position my ribbon where I want that to be. Okay, and you can see that's like not right up close to the edge there. And then I just bring this round. I do make this up as I go along, some of these awkward bits. I wrap them round and glue them accordingly how I want as I'm going along. So that's why I thought I'd better come back and show you. So you're just wrapping that round like that. Okay, and then it's covered it all up. And don't worry about the messiness. Okay, you can see that one's done like that. That one was done like that. I just bring it around. It doesn't matter because you're covering it up with that craft foam. Okay, everything gets covered up. Okay, there's not much that's very exposed on these bouquets. Okay, so we're just gonna bring those round. Just carry on ribbon the edge here. Okay, and if you want to save your ribbon and you don't want to use much, I think the best thing to do is just bring your ribbon a bit further away from the last piece, so don't overlap it as much if you don't want to use as much of it. Okay, so just maybe overlap it that much, okay, so that you save some of that ribbon. Okay, but I've got quite a lot here, considering I didn't have 2 rolls. I only had like probably just less than a roll of ribbon, and it's worked. I seem to have the right amount of ribbon here, so just bringing that over. Sorry about the table wobbling. I don't have, this isn't a really heavy table. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's got really high legs, and it's not very firm table, so it does tend to wobble a little bit. And then I've got my tripod on top of the table, so there's a a lot of chance of wobbling here, but I do try to limit that as much as I can. Okay, it's just not a very expensive setup. It really isn't. So, and I'm not one to spend loads of money on my well, I spend lots of money on my hobbies. I do, but I like to save a bit as well. So, and make it as simple as I can when I'm recording. So there we are. So that is. So I'm going to pull these glue strings off here. So this is what we're aiming at, so that we can cover the edge of this cardboard on our bouquets. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I say to subscribers as they come on when they're new, I make these bouquets totally from scratch, and so it's basically that's why they look a bit weird when I first start doing them. But yeah, so I'm gonna actually glue this on now. I think that might be a good idea. I'm just going to see how that's going to work. If I push that down, will that go flush against the bottom of my... I think that I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue around this tube. Actually going to push that, because I really would like that to be glued onto that. So I'm going to push that around put the glue on there and glue that on where I want that to be. And actually, hold on a second, sorry people. So first, it's only about the second or third time I've done this, and still, really, I just want to make sure that this is in the right place before I stick it down. I can't think how I did it before now, but let's do that now. We've got it in the right place. Okay. And we'll put a little bit on here and a little bit in the middle there as well. There's probably another more simpler way of doing this, but that's what we'll do. We'll push that down on there like that. I think with a Christmas tree one, I put the handle on first and then I glued the rest of it on. But we just want to make sure that that is not going to come off, okay? And we're working on this, you know, like I said, it's a new design, and it might be that I'll do this and then find another way of putting this handle on, okay? So that seems quite sturdy, okay? And then what I'm going to do is just glue all the way around. This is the back of the bouquet, as you can see. I'm going to just glue all the way round. And in the middle here. Just make sure I've got all that glue where I want that to be. Okay. This is quite the crucial bit, because you don't really want any bits to stick out too much. That bit's not quite as straight as I'd like it to be, but yeah, it's getting this bit right, getting it straight. Okay, there we are. That is that. It's fairly straight. I would have liked to have brought it down a little bit more than that, but we can live with that. Can you see that, the edge of that? It's okay. So we're going to it's okay, not the best lineup I've done, but, and then what we're going to do is we will stick this that way. No, that way, isn't it? We'll stick that on top. Okay. But you know what? Before we stick this on top, I'm not going to do this yet. I'm going to stick the rose pieces on first, and then I'll stick it on afterwards, because I think that will work much better. Then you don't have to try and do it like this at this funny angle. So I think this is... Oh, no. Hold on a second. That's not quite... Yeah. I think because the surface is shiny, it's not... Let's have a go. Hold on, let's try that bit. Put a bit more on there. make sure it's stuck on, people, if you can. Okay. Oh. It's being a bit naughty. It really is not. It's coming away. If I can't make this work, I might have to go away and rethink it, because this did work when I did it on the Christmas tree one before. So I don't, it's just not being very nice to me today. So I'm hoping that so I'm going to push that on and hope for the best that that's staying where it is. Sorry about that, guys and girls. I've only got these pieces of foam, so we've got to go with this. I think it's stuck now, so I'm going to leave that to dry. But rather than working on this, yeah, so we're going to, that's a little bit wobbly still, but I'm going to leave that. But rather than working on this on a slant, I thought perhaps we should just put the rose pieces on first. So this is coming together quite well. It's just that this has been a bit naughty, but okay. So we'll see how that's working. So then what we'll do is we'll start working on this bit and piecing it all together how it was when I showed you. Okay, so now I'm going to just show you how to make these lovely roses. So we've got these lovely roses here, and how you make them is you draw a swirl. So let me just bring some cardboard to show you. This is just thin cardboard that I'm using. Okay, and what I do is I just draw, let's put that over there, draw a swirl onto my cardboard, and it's quite a big wide swirl. Okay, like that. Okay, and then we cut that out like this. I'll show you how. This is one of the most simplest bits of the project. Okay, and we just basically I like to cut around my swirl like this. So you can put any flowers on this you like once you've worked out how to do your base. Okay, and make sure it's all nice and stuck well together so it's not going to come apart. So just follow the line round. Okay, so we're just following that line round, just cutting it round like this, so we've got a lovely swirl shape. Okay, like that. And depending on which way you're going to coil this, because I've got these lines, what I tend to do, what I've been doing is I've just been rubbing these lines out so you can't see them, because I've got this, I like to coil my rose a certain way, and you can see the lines if I don't rub them out. So I just try and rub these out, these pencil lines, try to rub them out. And what I like to do also is cut it. If it's a little bit jaggedy, I like to cut it so it's a bit neater. Okay, and then what I do is I take the end of my coil and just basically roll it. Okay, just roll it, keep rolling all the way to the center. Okay, sorry, just let that go. Let's do that again. So we're just rolling that. This is a thin card, but you can do it with anything you like, any paper you like, card or whatever you like. Okay, nice to do it in a colour that matches your rose cutouts. Okay, so basically just roll that right in there like that, and there, then you uncoil it like this, and there's your rose. Okay, and then what we do is, what I like to do is I like to put some glue on there on the bottom like that. Okay, like that, and then just put my coiled paper, just stick that to the base like that. So you stuck that to your glue like that. Okay, there we are, and that's your rose. Okay, there we are. And I did get quite addicted to these. There's another one I've already cut out, so I'm going to just do the same with this one. We just coil that round, roll that round, okay, like this. Right inwards like that. And then there we are, that's your rose there. And then just basically just put some glue on there and stick the base of your coils onto there, just so that those coils stay together. Okay, so that stays together and it doesn't pop out. Okay, there we are, and that's it. And that is how that works. Okay, let's have another check and see if this is stuck. That has actually stuck quite firmly now. And like I said, what you want to do is make sure that this tube is stuck to your cardboard underneath and not to this foam. Because if it's stuck to the foam, the foam might come away like this, and then you'll lose. I'm going to put a bit more glue there. You might lose your handle. Okay, so just gonna, that's it. So you can go around the edge like that, and you can glue those pieces down. Okay, just go along and glue them down. Okay, so I hope that's explained it. I hope that's explained what we're going to be doing. So the next part, I don't know if I might come back and I might have to come back and show you the next bit, because what I'm going to do now with this piece is I'm going to stick these on. Actually, you could do that now, but I'm going to stick these pieces on. What's going on with this? That's it. I know it sticks on because I've done it. I've done it before. And I know it does. That's it. I've got basically, I've drawn out, I've showed you this on the last video, but I drew this out so that I could see how the layout was.